I remember the moment it all came together for me. But let me back up. I grew up in a faith that was passionate and exciting. But then I realized that I was queer, and I felt like I had to leave behind everything that I had grown up with and known. And so I tore it all apart. I deconstructed everything that I had been taught. And I replaced it with academics and with education and with the meaning of the words in Greek and Hebrew and with historical criticism. And I loved it, but that spark, it was missing. And now I was in seminary studying to be a minister, and I wasn't sure that I had any faith left to give to anyone else. And I was sitting in a seminary classroom, and we were studying the art of exegesis, which is taking apart a passage and then putting it back together so you can preach it to other people. And I loved this art because I loved words and I loved writing and I loved stories, but still I wondered, is there anything that I have left to give? And we were talking about the story of Thomas, doubting Thomas. The poor guy, you have one bad day and you're stuck with a nickname that lasts forever. And we see in this story that Jesus, he's been crucified, and the disciples are gathered together and they're in an upper room and they're terrified, but Thomas isn't with them. We don't know where Thomas is. Maybe Thomas went out for snacks or on a beer run. But either way, while Thomas is gone, Jesus appears to the disciples. And he comforts them and he gives them hope. And then he disappears again, and Thomas comes back and everyone says, "Hey man, you missed it." Thomas says, "Listen, unless I can put my fingers in Jesus' side, I'm not going to believe that he's back. I've been down this road before, I've been disappointed before, and I'm not doing it again." And Jesus appears again to the disciples, and this time Thomas is with them, and he has this moment with Jesus. And Jesus says, "Listen, you can touch my scars, you can see my wounds." And Thomas, to his credit, falls on his knees and says, "My Lord and my God." And I had this moment sitting in this seminary classroom. I had started my transition about a year before, and I was exhausted from answering everyone's questions about what it meant to be me. I was exhausted listening to everyone's questions about my body. I was tired of being vulnerable, and I was tired of being exposed. And in this story, I empathize with Jesus. And Jesus says to Thomas, "Listen, you believe in me because you've seen, but blessed are those who have not seen and yet still believe." And I thought, what is it that makes people believe that I am who I say I am? Is it the fact that they can see my body changing because of the testosterone? Is it that they can see the scars on my chest from my surgery? Or can they simply believe that I am a man because that's what I say I am? There's this painting by Caravaggio, and in it, the side wound of Jesus looks just like the chest surgery scars of a transgender man. And in this classroom, in this moment, I saw myself in Scripture for the very first time. And I thought, yes, this is a gift. This is a gift that I can give to the world. This is a gift that I can tell them that they don't need to ask invasive questions about my body and my scars, that they can simply believe that I am who I say I am. But this is also a gift to me that I can be like Jesus in that moment, to be gentle with my questioners. I can have compassion on their doubt. And this was a moment for me when it all came together. And when I thought that there is something left in this Jesus story, there is something left in my faith, there is something left in me to give to the world. And it was a miracle. See, I grew up believing that one day when we died and went to heaven, we would be resurrected and we would be given new bodies, bodies that were perfect, bodies that were without scars. And as someone who has scars that I am ambivalent about at best, this was a comforting thought. What if when our bodies are resurrected like Jesus' body, we keep our scars? How in this process can we learn to love our scars? What if resurrection doesn't make our scars go away? What if it makes them holy? Man, that is a gift. A gift to believe that everything that we've been through, all of the scars that we carry on our bodies, all of the scars that we carry on our souls, that these are a gift to us and they are holy. Because that's what resurrection is. And this is a moment where it all comes together for us. When we understand that the deaths that we've experienced, that the trauma that we've experienced, that it's holy. That doesn't mean that it's good, or that it wasn't traumatic, or that it wasn't horrific. It just means that it's now holy, and it can become a place for us